Okay. There we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I wonder if they'll give me. That would be a different. Or if that'll be a different. Um. Motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Interesting. It says I'm live now. It didn't before. Wow. Very introspective. Back to what I was saying though. Code being illegal. I more or less think about if you're gonna do something like this, you're probably best your best bet's probably not revealing who you are as much as possible. Like be anonymous with your writing code. I think there's ways you can prove who you are when you're doing a project like this without proving who you are. I believe PGP. If like you work on enough projects and your public keys are everywhere and you sign everything, you could probably get it. It probably would have been in better interest for said samurai wallet. How do you know much about Android and cellular? Bro, you know much about... It's depending on the question. Like, what's the question you're asking? I know how it works on a fundamental level and what people get wrong about it from reading. If your question's like, actually, if your question is like, should you trust your cellular provider? You shouldn't. I mean, or if your question, or like, if your question is like, oh, you got a session or matrix ID? I re-implemented Session, but I'm not going to give that out publicly anymore. And I'm not going to give it out publicly until version 2 protocol comes out and it's tested. They re-implemented perfect for its secrecy, but my matrix ID you can get it in my my link hut. What's up, Code? Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Good night, brother, man. Drink a couple of beers for me. I will. Or Threema or Wire or whatever. No Threema. I do have. Thanks, Code. I appreciate it. I will be drinking a few beers for you. I have a matrix ID in my my link stack. Not a problem. Thank you. Appreciate it. My link stack. You can pretty much find it on my YouTube channel in my bio, and it'll be there. The open source version of Linktree. I had Threema. I paid for it too. I didn't like it. The funny thing about cellular and Android is Android actually has its baseband is, at least on the Pixels, is completely isolated. It's kind of interesting. A lot of people think about like the IMEI and the IMSI way too much, and don't realize that like if you buy this in cash and the provider that you pick doesn't have any identifiable information from you, you're fine. But we live in America. Like, you don't have to give any information in order to you don't have to give any information in order to get wireless service. There is something called Freely that I would like to test in the future. One cool thing is the response time they have. They responded to like an email and a couple of questions I had. And maybe it'd be good perspective. Now, if you wanted to and you lived in the middle of nowhere or a farm or whatever, your better option would be creating your own 5G private network, or using something like Meshtastic or LoRa, which would be kind of cool. Anything with like LoRa, Meshtastic, the Requiem network, in terms of communication, that'd be very based, very awesome. The only issue with that is it's not perfect, and you got to make sure your shit's tight, you know. Reject all. Jesus Christ. Okay. But this is actually a problem. This isn't just a problem with code. This is the point. And what people should pay attention to. If I've got 7G connection. So I know 6Gs in some developing countries, like tech countries, it's very common to actually get 5G, 6G, 7G, like way ahead of the US. Like 5G was in like Singapore for a very long time before it even got here. So it's not surprised when other countries have it like ahead of us. Now the 7 gigahertz band, like Wi-Fi 7, is crazy fast. I got to experience it a couple times. I'm pretty much upgrading my network to 2.5 gigs. Joking, I've never seen 7. I wouldn't be surprised though if it was a real thing. I'm gonna start messing around with what do you call it? 10 gig networking, because it's not insanely expensive anymore. Well, it is, but it's not. Well, the modules are. The modules are the most fucking expensive part. Jesus Christ. For no fucking reason. But 10 gig is getting within consumer reach. 25 gig, 100 gig will eventually. I'm telling you guys, I'm building a data center out this bitch. But it's definitely cool. It's definitely cool that we are getting to that level. But if we go back to like being your own ISP and being your own ISP and then being your own like cell provider, can you still get the wallet? So good question, Bo Jackson. There's something called Ashigaru wallet. Ashigaru is the fork of it. It's not completely done. You can run it, and it's right here. We're going to read some documents. I think the case is getting pretty deep. So this is the point that I want to get to. Bitcoin mixing requires third parties and way too many steps in order to get private Bitcoin. That's the first problem. And this isn't because I'm a Monero maxi. This is just a technological fault of Bitcoin. Bitcoin requires too many steps in order to be efficiently private. That's the point. There's a person online that I was getting in a disagreement with. They're like, I have no point in using Monero, because their reasoning is because they think the pseudo-anonymity of Bitcoin is sufficient enough, XYZ. But the problem is, Bitcoin's pseudo-anonymity requires, again, too many steps and too much operational security failures that I wouldn't recommend it. It's very difficult to trace Monero down to its core. That's fundamentally how the blockchain works with it. When we were reading the Monero papers, which we'll get back to at some point again, because it's a lot of technical know-how. When you look at Monero, in a plain, simple to understand, is no mixing is required. So what Monero does is, when I send Alice and Bob, if you want to use the analogy, when I send Alice $5 in Monero, it creates a fake send address, a one-time send, not a fake, but a one-time send address, and a one-time receiving address on the blockchain. These are random. Code is illegal, like VS Code. VS Code should be illegal. And because those transactions, that's the first part. The second part is it creates 16 transactions. That's where like the ring signatures come in. 16 random transactions go into the space, and the code kind of knows on the other end which one's real. They're like, oh, okay, I know this one's real. And people misrepresent this part. This is the part where plausible deniability gets really, what I would say, the most important. Plausible deniability is what's good about Monero. People are like, oh, I can guess 16 times. I'll just guess 16 times. And that 16th time, I could guess right. That's not a lot. Well, you need to know who the receiving address is and the sending address is, which you don't, because it's been used most likely somewhere on the blockchain as else. The ring signatures and the sending address is just one key part, and eventually, it just does what it says. It says, "Hey, I bought into the AI hype and got ChatGPT Plus. It codes okay, not good, but okay." I think AI is going to be good for like people that want to code efficiently by themselves, not have a team, and they want to build stuff that they're not super good at, but they know how to read it and fix it if it creates an error. Like if you don't do a lot of stuff in the back end and you just want, it already kind of exists. Like they got Superbase, I think. It's like a back end static file for back end development, like pretty much. But like if you want something very fast, efficient, inexpensive, and quick, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Or just parts of like front end development that you just don't want to like keep redoing and redoing and redoing and redoing. So like I think AI is gonna. There's probably major developers that are like, oh god, I don't have to rewrite all this bullshit again within like time frame. They could probably be more quicker and efficient. But to do like a whole app in AI is probably not good, not based, not a smart idea. So pretty much Ashigaru is the self-custodial open source secure Bitcoin wallet. And then you have to remember, with all this, you should run your own node as well. Your own Bitcoin node. Bitcoin nodes are huge. Source, I ran one. Fun, 0. Now, it's cool, and if you want to get in, if you want to do it, run. Oh, sorry, not Ashigaru wallet. I'm retarded. But you can use Ashigaru mobile wallet. This is actually what you want. Ronin Dojo. To answer the question. Because I'm retarded. Ronin Dojo. It's a Bitcoin node. It's pretty much the same. It's a superior choice for those who want value, privacy. I mean, the superior choice is Monero. I don't understand. Monero's problem is, I think, liquidity. But Ronin Dojo is a user-friendly, open-source Bitcoin full node implementation designed for Samurai Wallet users by Samurai Wallet users. It's explicitly built to harness the power of Samurai's Dojo software, a self-hosted Bitcoin node server that automatically syncs with your wallet, privacy, focus, user-friendliness, Whirlpool. I've personally never used it. I've never seen the point of mixing because I got like all the Bitcoin that I used was for Lightning, and I ran a Lightning node, and again explaining liquidity to people and channels and operation, and the cost of entry to running a Lightning node is fucking annoying. And you got to lock up funds. I don't like that. Monero's simple. A node, you need about, I would say, for future proofing, maybe 2 terabytes. Right now, I think my node's at like 2, 3, maybe like 300 gigs. The blockchain is. But let's see what the news is, because they're pretty involved in the whole thing. Samurai self-defense funds, yeah. Okay, this is old. I don't know why they picked the funny AI. So the Samurai case, the DOJ's money transmitter theory now looms over crypto mixers. Let's see, this is from November 20th of 2025. This is a very important case I think people in the privacy and the crypto space should pay attention to, not because they want to become crypto bros or like buy Bitcoin and become millionaires, but because it's essentially code is becoming illegal. Doing source code is becoming illegal. If all they were was operating a business in order to be self-sufficient and say they collected small amount of fees, whatever, them being arrested because they coded this and didn't pay quote-unquote taxes on said operations would just be a very easy way for any government agency to do it. And there are tons and millions of companies that do this, that avoid taxes, that build their infrastructure in other countries to avoid taxes. You can go down your own fucking rabbit hole of why all these businesses open up in South Dakota, where is it? Not North or South Dakota. Where's the one? Delaware. Tons of businesses go to Delaware, and they don't operate it. Ireland, yeah, that's another one. Ireland and Delaware. Ireland is literally, there's a section of Ireland that's just all these companies that build there because they pay either none or save millions upon millions and millions of dollars in taxes. So when small time inefficient people that are just caring about privacy, oh no, criminals use it. I mean, it's just it's an out of touch society when people will defend, Amazon, Google for doing these atrocities as well. Kind of fucking lame. So essentially, we're gonna read a synopsis of Fast Facts. And that's crazy. Ireland, of all places, they're going through some shit right now too. And Ireland's not a good place right now. Do I not have enough RAM, guys? Have I been cut off? And always remember, not for me, but for thee. Ooh. I hate these websites. They always look like dog shit. Okay. Samurai Wallet CEO Keon Rodriguez has discussed his connection before reporting to prison. His sentence includes 5 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and $250,000 fine. The case tests how far the U.S. authorities can apply money transmission laws to non-custodial privacy tools. Yikes. Samurai Wallet CEO Keon Rodriguez warned that the U.S. enforcement actions may reshape how Bitcoin privacy tools are treated under federal law. He spoke about this case in CoinStory's interview before reporting for a 5-year prison sentence that tied him to an unlicensed money transmission conspiracy charge. Think about that one. That's kind of fucking crazy. Like, who was it? Who just Whistling Diesel? I think he just got arrested for like tax fraud or something, or tax evasion. I wish Tor browser had embedded ad blocking too, like Brave. You could add ad block. I mean, the way you block ads on Tor is just use disable JavaScript. The problem is adding stuff like that, those extensions, they could be, they're adding a security risk. That's the first problem. Because extensions have a lot of power. Even if they're trusted and millions of people use it, you're adding a layer. And then if not everyone runs an ad blocker like uBlock Origin or something, if they don't add these ad blockers, then this makes it look unique because it's doing something unique. Your best option is to run in this most strictest mode and disable JavaScript because ads won't really play. Also, just going on Tor unionized sites, that doesn't happen. But I totally get it. Test for non-custodial Bitcoin tools. Okay. The tool used a method that allowed users to send coins between addresses they could controlled rather than handing funds to third-party operators. U.S. court overturned sanctions on CryptoMixer Tornado Cash. That design became a central point in the case. Since 2013, U.S. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, has said that money transmitters are a business that take custody of customers' funds. The agency repeated in 2019 that the non-custodial privacy tools do not meet the definition according to the court documentations. Prosecutors contracted FinCEN before filing the charges and were told that Samurai did not appear to fit the money transmission category. Interesting. Despite that guidance, federal prosecutors pursued charges under a conspiracy statute. They argued that Whirlpool operated as an unlicensed service that handled criminal procedures, citing an internal message and online comments from earlier this year of the project. Rodriguez disputed the interpretation but accepted a plea deal to avoid the risk of longer sentence. This happens a lot on a federal level because they have such a high conviction rate because they don't pick cases they're going to lose. Most people just take the plea deal because if you fight it, they will give you the maximum sentence. Pretty much. Like say hypothetically you have a case and it goes to federal court and they look at the maximum sentence is 50 years. You might most likely get the 50 years. Hence why they have a high federal rate. I mean, whether people like crypto or not, whether people think privacy should exist or not, whether people think they should be illegal or not. But a business license, just operating a site and mixing coins, is really just telling you need a license to make code and make it work. Essentially, you are making it illegal to operate a service that is completely digital, by the way, to do something, even though all you did was write the code. No one's forced to use these mixers. This isn't a life-changing service. This is people that just care about their privacy, which, in my opinion, is kind of making code illegal in the sense, because no one's doing anything. It's not like old money laundering where I take $100,000 and put it through my fucking laundromat and act like I just lost $100,000. Where I have workers and all these people are operating a business and I'm funneling money through it. This is just people that are taking, and of course they're going to charge, they're going to collect a fee. I think the fee wasn't even really for the money. I believe the fees were mainly for network fees because they can get very expensive. They probably made, let's say, even a 1% to 2% profit, and that was probably to maintain the code and the server infrastructure, and then obviously pay themselves for their time. Even if it's a small amount, it was probably pennies compared to what they were just paying in network fees. And they were probably avoiding some form of taxes way less than what like a multi-trillion-dollar organization is doing. I just got some Wawa. Wow, Ligma. Wow, under 4 minutes. What a great thing.
And I think that part of that is not just the marketing, but the way they set up their system from the beginning, where, from what I've read of the document from the DOJ, Samurai Wallet was taking a cut from these mixings. So while many people are saying, yes, they didn't send the money themselves, it was the users using the software that caused the problem, if they design the software so that they take a cut, especially a cut of these wonderful anonymous transactions that you can use to buy anything you want on the internet, they're taking a cut of drug dealing, money laundering, child trafficking, murder, execution, anything. You have no idea what you're taking a cut of, and it's incredibly dangerous along with...
What a stupid fucking man. This retard needs to take this Bitcoin hat off and shove it so deep into his ass. I have never heard the dumbest shit in my entire life. I've officially heard the dumbest shit of 2025. I thought it was something else. I'm absolutely cooked. And the retard below him, that's the Satoshi's page. Hold on, let me finish.
Materials. I do want to note, though, for those interested in World Crypto Network history, that we have interviewed Samurai Wallet, and I think that part of that is not just the marketing, but the way they set up their system from the beginning, where, from what I've read of...
I'm just taking this clip at face value and losing brain cells. If you own a business and you take cash, you don't know where that cash has been. You will never know where that cash has came from. It's not your business. It could be from a rapist. It could be from a drug dealer. It could be from a terrible person. It could be from a church. It could be from a good person. Money doesn't have, like, that'd be like your friend giving you $5 and you being like, was this $5 used in a in a child sex trafficking ring? No, you would not. You would not do that as a normal person. Like, because that's just a retarded way to, even if you are taking a percentage of transaction fees at any point, any form of currency or anything that you take, it doesn't fucking matter. It's money. Dirty money touches everything.
The document from the DOJ, Samurai Wallet was taking a cut from these mixings. So...
you don't know where it's been. That's like you doing it. You just changing. So, like, if you have 100 freshly minted and it's clean, and I go into a bank and I exchange it for a bunch of 20s, I don't ask, hey, were these 20s used in an illegal operation? They don't fucking know.
Well, many people are...
They did the same thing, except for free.
Saying, yes, they didn't send the money themselves. It was the users using the software that caused the problem. If they design the software so that they take a cut, especially a cut of these wonderful anonymous transactions that you can use to buy anything you want on the internet, they're taking a cut of drug dealing, money laundering, child trafficking, murder, execution, anything. You have no idea what you're taking a cut of, and it's incredibly dangerous.
No, it's incredibly... This mic he's used was probably used with child slave labor. What a fucking moron. It's only a speculation. Weird way this guy with the dumb Bitcoin hat phrases it. Yeah, you can't speculate. No, you don't speculate where any money is. Do you realize? I don't think this. Maybe this guy's just dumb, and he's just like one of those boomers that just got into Bitcoin because he's retarded or something. Or maybe I'm taking this clip out of context. I don't even think I could put this into context and it could make sense. Dirty Bitcoin is almost universal at this point. This is why people pay high amounts of money for freshly minted Bitcoin, because there is no transaction history. It's freshly minted. There's no correlation. There's no linkage. That's why they're expensive. I literally laughed out loud. I'm gonna be charitable and say that guy was just being taken out of context.
And I think we determined it so I had done an interview with the Samurai Wallet developers recently, because on Mind Your Biz, this is something we do, is anything that's privacy focused, we actively seek out to do free media. It's such an important mission that we need to kind of help boost the signal however we can. And I think we determined it so I had done an interview with the Samurai Wallet developers recently.
And now they're in jail. I'm just kidding, guys. Yeah, it's, I think Naomi Brockwell. Did something on it? Privacy broke their brain? No. No, go away. Damn! It's not that I have something to hide, I have nothing I want you to see. Yeah. God, these ads. These people arresting him should be in prison, not him. A chilling copyright warrant, privacy developer, privacy. Oh, I had the pleasure of heartache of interviewing co-founder of SemiWallet, an open source non-control privacy wallet, who goes to prison this week because the privacy tool he created. Dirty. Yeah, there's tons of dirty Bitcoin. Oh my god. You almost can't buy, like I said, it all comes, all the Bitcoin premium is so like Bitcoin, all the Bitcoin like now is just, again, dirty. And not only it's dirty, it's just freshly minted Bitcoin is just super expensive. You pay like shit ton above market value, and that's always been like that. This was even like years ago, like before Bitcoin even was like hitting 100K. Wow, 56 minutes. I can't. Why is everyone doing like an hour video on this guy? No offense. It's a lot of time. Maybe I should do a 5-minute video, guys. I should take all the information and condense it into 5 minutes. Beer can open up. Wait, I need the... Where is it? Opens beer. Oh man. Damn you, German memes! Damn you, non-German memes! Why is this happening on tour? Opens beer. Yeah, oh actually this is a real thing. This is a real thing. It's called Free Beer. Free Beer is a beer brand collaboration between students of IT University of Copenhagen and the artistic collective of Superflex, initiated in 2004. The recipes are obviously open source. The last one was 2023. and started in 2004. Dun, 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 dun. And it's, look at that, copyright, anti-copyright display, based. Independent. It's in Denmark, so if you ever go to, there's actually even a funnier site called Open Coca-Cola. It is Open Coca-Cola is a brand of open source cola whose list of ingredients and preparation or instructions are freely available to modify. Wow, I need a GNU beer. Yeah, that'd be sick. I need, if Billy was still here, he could do the Gen 2 beer would take the longest, but it'd be the strongest. Someone needs to do like a beer. A brewery needs to come out, but like with like Linux themed beer. Like Gen 2 takes the longest to make, but it's the strongest. What's the worst beer? Is it Bud Light or Budweiser? Debian is the Budweiser of beers. Debian is the Budweiser of Linux. Yeah. Alpine beer would be Miller Lite. Would it? Alpine is Miller Lite piney? No, you need no. It would be what's the it'd be Michelob Ultra. It has to be low calories. Open CC would be the Warm Guinness. Warm Guinness is a crime. I know people love it, but it's a crime. Look at this. Grain bill. Oh, nice. Created for a 15 barrel batch. Wow. Very based. Free bill version 8.0. I love that they have a version. Someone needs they need to make a GitHub pull for it. There was that open coffee maker though. Cool. Okay, let's see. Fork that beer. Pie price prediction. Why do people even still fucking put their money into this dog shit? The Samurai wallet case comes amid increased pressure from law enforcement agencies on privacy services, including mixers and coin control tools built into non-custodial wallets. Blockchain analysis firms have expanded their capabilities, and regulators have pushed for a broader oversight of digital assets activity. The ruling does not define new legal standards, but it shows that prosecutors may pursue cases even where existing guidance appears to be exempt certain tools. Developers of privacy-focused software are now watching to see whether courts adopt a similar interpretation. Oh, you made this tool that encrypted everything? Sorry. Interesting. Okay. Samurai wallet comes in a case. Okay, ruling is not laws. Notably, Rodriguez's conviction leaves unresolved questions about how the U.S. will treat privacy features. It also makes you think that what the fuck? Elton John touched by gold. Elton John's still alive? He's gotta be dead. If he's not, that's crazy. The thing is when you start making code, you make this code and it encrypts everything and you can't see it and makes them private. They're like, okay, cool, you go to jail. To jail you go. And they just say it's money laundering. 3 years ago. You can just slap the word money laundering on anything. Doesn't mean anything. You can take this idea and just say, it's money laundering. They didn't pay 4% tax or whatever. How did the Samurai wallet get caught? The founders of Samurai Wallet, Keon Rodriguez and William Longer and Hill, were caught as a part of a federal crackdown on cryptocurrency mixing services that facilitated money laundering. They were charged with operating an unlicensed money transmission business and conspiracy to commit money laundering, which led to their arrest and subsequently sentencing after admitting their roles in laundering. But how did they get caught? Danger. Be careful with Samurai Wallet. Look at all this extra stuff you have to... Monero, you just got to really run your own node. You're good. Wow, he's still saying use paper wallets 5 years ago. That's crazy. Guys, if only you would have bought Bitcoin 5 years ago. Feel bad, feel bad, feel bad, feel bad now. Okay. But... Plead guilty. Oh. The U.S. Department of Treasury will designate internal coin mixers as money laundering hubs, utilizing one of the government's most powerful sanctioning powers to clamp down on illicit finances. The move was announced by the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, operated by the Treasury, which posted a notice proposed rulemaking NPRM that identifies coin mixing as a class of transactions of primary money laundering concern. The designation made under the U.S. Patriot Act, boo, which grants the Treasury a number of powers to target specific money laundering and terrorist financing risks. The designation means that the Treasury. The funniest Bitcoin stories are: I bought pizza with 1,000 Bitcoins, and yeah. I mean, I bought Taco Bell with Monero. I'm gonna regret this in 5. I think anyone will FOMO about stuff they did like 5 to 10 years ago. No one knew where Bitcoin was gonna go, and anyone who says they did, they're fucking lying. There are assets that have 50, 100 million, 10,000, 128,000 X'd. You know what I mean? 50 million X'd in the last 5 years, and you would never know. It's all a gamble to a certain degree. If it's an unproven asset, it's a gamble. Nobody thought Bitcoin was going to hit, probably even $100. Maybe a couple, maybe like 5, maybe none. Maybe it was just going to be used for drugs. Think about the people that bought it with worse stuff, though. They're like, I just paid my rent when they could have bought a house. That must have been a really good pizza, though. I'd be pissed if that pizza was mid, too. Like, it wasn't even that good. Wow, 2017 was almost 10 years ago. That's crazy. That's painful. Probably with pineapple. Yo, pineapple does go on pizza. That would make it unmid. That would make it based. I will say, though, if you have a hardware wallet, for whatever reason, make sure you back it up. And don't lose your fucking keys or your passphrase. Pineapple pizza is a crime. I get the hate. I just fuck with fruit, man. I'm going to show you a real crime, though. You think pineapple on pizza is a crime? This is a real fucking crime. Yeah. You think this is fake? Because it's not. This is real. Peas and mayonnaise. Show us true crime. Yeah, peas and mayo pizza. You're telling me you would eat peas and mayo on your pizza? I would eat. I like peas and I like mayo. God damn, that's the worst. Oh my god, that's a crime, man. Pineapple is where you. Pineapple is where you take the. You're like pineapple, okay, but peas and mayo. And that's kind of funny. Pineapple is red. You draw the line, but not peas and mayo on your pizza? That's crazy! Maybe you're just a pineapple hater. Fresh rocket soda. Okay, would you eat the duck sculpted Alright, look at that. That's disgusting. Kind of cool. Okay, what about mayo and this is a real thing too. I found out. I like garlic mayo and the most. This is a real thing. Peanut butter and mayo sandwiches. Fuck the surprise. Could you do this? Because if you can, I don't think you're human. The real crime is peas and mayo and peanut butter and mayo. Ew, no peanut butter and mayo. That's where you draw the line? It's a surprising delight. Yeah, sweet and mayo don't go together, but mayo pizza yum yum. Do you put mayo on your French fries too? Is this a German thing? I think that's what Europeans do. They put mayo on their fries. That's just. I'm cooked on this one. War crimes were committed, but. It's okay. There's probably worse food combinations out there. All right. The co-founders of privacy-focused Bitcoin Samurai wallets were sentenced to 4 and 5 years in prison Wednesday, setting an important precedent as privacy develops, makes a comeback in crypto. Keon Rodriguez and William Longhart were sentenced on Wednesday for conspiring. Maybe this will. Akami. This was back in 2025. Okay. Oh, here we go. According to the indictment, this is what I wanted to get my hands on. I hate searching the internet sometimes. It's just a nightmare. I like mayo. A grilled cheese. Butter's better. No such thing as too much mayo. Of course, I put mayo on my fries. They say if you put mayo on your grilled cheese, it cooks better. I don't know. That's from what I've been told. I was never like a big grilled cheese person though. I do fuck with PB&J though. All my homies love the struggle. It's not even a struggle food. It just tastes good. I could slam PB&Js. Back in 2015, Rodriguez and Hill began developing Samurai, a mobile application that was designed and operated as a service for transmitting criminal proceeds. I wouldn't say that they grilled PB&Js. It is, but you need to do it on something. You need to do it on like a tortilla, like a quesadilla. You need to do it like a quesadilla. If you want liquid crack, quesadilla grilled, ish. Peanut butter and jelly is next level. And I know it's going to sound a little gross, but you want to put a little bit of butter on each side. Just regular butter. And maybe some cinnamon. And man, you got straight diabetes right there. For transmitting criminal proceeds, the defendant engineered Samurai Wallet around two services specifically intended to conceal the nature of illicit transactions. The first, a Bitcoin mixing service known as Whirlpool, coordinated batches of Bitcoin exchanges between groups of Samurai users. Though this process, the original source of particular Bitcoin holdings become obscured within the blockchain's transaction record, effectively preventing law enforcement and agencies and cryptocurrency exchanges from tracing funds back to their origins. The second service, called Ratchet, enabled users to introduce an additional unnecessary intermediate transaction known as hops between sending and receiving addresses. This feature served a similar obfuscation purpose, making it substantially more difficult for monitoring entities to establish connections between cryptocurrency transfers and potential illicit activities. The scale of these operations were considerable from Ratchet's launch in 2017 and Whirlpool's inception in 2019. More than 80,000 Bitcoins, valued over $2 billion at the time, passed through these services. Samurai collected fees for both the services, estimated to have a total of more than $6 million. Rodriguez and Hill actively promoted Samurai to criminal users and encouraged criminal activity. Hill marketed Samurai as a transactional transmitted service for crime proceeded on Dread, a darknet forum dedicated to discussing illegal marketplace activities. I mean, who fucking cares? Hey guys, you can do this. It's private. If you do crime, you won't get caught. So what? It's not my. It's not my problem. Someone commits crime. They were probably promoting it to everyone. I know tons of people that just used fucking Samurai Wallet for just the fact that it increased Bitcoin's privacy. Where else would you, honestly, where else would you market the service? Would you market on Facebook? You know what I mean? Where else would you market such a service? Just saying. One second, guys. Girl PB and J. Okay, Rugrats and Hill activity promoted Samurai. What could you use this? Blah, blah, blah. Hill marketed Samurai as a transmission service for criminal procedures on Dread, Dark activities. In one exchange platform, users asked about the most secure method to clean dirty Bitcoin, to make it untraceable and clean, to ensure users would never get caught. Hill responded with writing that Samurai Whirlpool is a much better option than a competitor service to clean dirty Bitcoin. Similarly, in July of 2020, Rugrats engaged in Twitter exchange, which he personally encouraged the hackers of a social media platform feed and send the criminal proceeds into Samurai wallets. When the hackers ultimately used a different cryptocurrency mixing service to launder the procedures, the hack, Rugrats and Hill expressed their disappointment. The thing is, you really don't know what people are going to do. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? And it's kind of silly to care. Just in perspective, reading over like how this works and stuff, and I don't think that it should be considered illegal. That's just my perspective, though. I don't know, kind of silly. Just reading over this, there's not. I don't know. It's sad because of how bad their OPSEC was. Like, they probably should have been more quiet about it, but spread it in general. I mean, what are you gonna do? All right, guys, I have given you an hour of my day. I have my pod poop cast to work on, and I also have some more reading to do, which is good for the soul and good for you. I appreciate everyone coming by, and I appreciate everyone commenting on here so that YouTube knows that I'm not only a real person, but I'm super based and super awesome. Make sure to feed your snail and then walk your robot once a day so that it doesn't turn into an overlord. I'll see you guys.